Welcome to ESPN College Football, presented by Edward Jones. From Alumni Stadium, Chestnut Hill, the Temple Owls out of the American Conference, taking on the ACC's Boston College Eagles. Now, Temple and their second-year head coach, Jeff Collins. The Owls gunning for their third straight win. BC head coach Steve Addazio, who spent 2 seasons as the Temple head coach. Well, the Eagles trying to rebound from a very disappointing performance last week at Purdue. And we're glad you could join us on this Saturday from Chestnut Hill, along with Heisman winner Andre Ware. I'm Mark Neely. Andre, fans who love power running will be in for a treat today.
No doubt about it. If you like a little run with your football, we've got just the game for you today. Starting with AJ Dillon, a big, powerful back that Scott Loeffler describes as a Tyrone Wheatley type back. He's big, he's strong, he is fast. The NFL scouts love him. Only bad thing, he's only a true sophomore, so he's going to be around at least one more season. But he's got speed to hit the home run. This guy is a lot of fun to watch.
Well, his counterpoint today, a really good back for Temple, and that's Ryquell Armstead.
Yeah, he is a durable player, versatile, powerful. He is a one-cut back that gets downhill in a hurry. He's got speed to hit the home run. This guy is a lot of fun to watch. He's a big, big part of what Temple does on offense.
You know, for Boston College, this is a team that last week was ranked for the first time in over a decade. They go to West Lafayette and get ambushed by Purdue. A very disappointing performance. And really, their quarterback, Anthony Brown, 4 picks, had a tough day.
Yeah, really got outside the box a little bit last week and didn't really go through his progressions like he had. He'd been taking care of the football very well the previous couple of weeks. Then last week, tried to do a little bit too much and then tossed 4 interceptions. Anthony Russo, on the other hand, is a big pocket passer, trying to right his ship as well. 7 of 20, just 112 yards, tossed a couple of touchdown passes. Mark, this could come down to which Anthony plays the best.
Which Anthony gets the Tony today between these two quarterbacks. Weather here in New England on this Saturday is absolutely beautiful. Low 70s, light breeze out of the northwest. Hardly a cloud in the sky. Picture perfect for football on this fall Saturday in the Boston area. Temple won the toss. They will receive. These teams have not met since 2004, when they were both conference mates in the previous incarnation of the Big East. Taking it to 6. Isaiah Wright. Wright cutting towards the outside, cuts back in, brought down at the 31. That won't be the only time we see Isaiah Wright touch the ball today.
He is some weapon that the coaches want to get the football in his hands. 10 to 12 touches is ideal for Isaiah Wright, and they will line him up just about everywhere, just anywhere on the field.
We won't be surprised at some point to see quarterback Frank Newtile, who's had a leg injury, or Todd Centeo. But Anthony Russo gets the start once again.
Yeah, big classic pocket passer that can push the ball around in this high-tempo offensive Temple.
Give it right back to Wright, but that is well read. And he loses about 3 yards.
Yeah, they call that set the Power I Wright, which is a play of his name, Isaiah Wright. But as I mentioned, he will line up everywhere. Slot receiver out wide. They'll line him up in the backfield. He is just a tremendous weapon on offense.
Right now in the slot on the near side, as Armstead went in motion, quick pass, and they get it to Wright. But he's touched the ball on the first 3 plays, including the kickoff. He's about 2.5 yards shy of the first down.
Yeah, Boston College decided to go straight man-to-man, which is cover one safety in the middle of the field. And Wright is a big receiver. He's 6'2", 220 pounds. Just using that big frame, kind of like boxing out in basketball. Got inside position, and Anthony Russo right on the money with the football. Look for Boston College, Mark, to try to mix coverages, to mess with Anthony Russo a little bit, try to get in his head, give him some zone, give him some man, crowd the box to try to take away Armstead.
Temple refused that offsides penalty on BC, so it's a 3rd down and 2 on this, the first possession, and they give it to him. The back carries it with his forward momentum. Is going to have the first down up by the 42. Ben Stewart, the free safety, came up to make the hit.
I don't know about you, but this week when we got a chance to talk to Temple and head coach Jeff Collins, they seemed confident. Did not seem intimidated in the slightest bit of coming to Boston College. We're looking forward to the challenge.
Russo, quick strike, caught at the 40, turning upfield. That's Randall Jones, one of the wideouts. He's out at about the 36, a 9-yard gain.
Junior out of Miami Beach, Florida. And it seems as though when there's the penalty and the box count is at 6 or they are empty, they're going quick game.
Russo threads a pass but dropped by Wright. Pretty well defended. Even had he caught that, would have been short of the first down by a couple of yards. Well, they told us they'd like Wright to get 12 touches. He may get that on the first possession.
No doubt about it. I mean, especially when you factor in a couple of penalties and a couple of do-overs, he may very well get the 12 or 10 to 12 touches here on this first drive. And a nice matchup at the top.
Face a 3rd and 6. They've converted on 1 3rd down on the drive. That's deflected, incomplete off the hands of Brandon Mack. And it's 4th down at the 36.
Wanted to go there once again. He gets press coverage on a big receiver. This pre-snap read as a quarterback, that is attractive to you. And you want to give a guy that's already made a catch for you an opportunity to pick up the first down.
And no hesitation. Jeff Collins going forward on 4th and 6 from the BC 36. Russo with time. That's batted down, incomplete. And Boston College will take over on downs.
Well, he got pressure right in his face from Zach Allen. Right in his face, forced the ball out a little bit faster, threw that one off his back foot. Boston College going to have the ball.
Well, Temple turned it over on downs on their first possession, but something that kind of snuck in here, Andre, the first play of the drive, look who's your quarterback. It's Newtile with Russo in the backfield.
Yeah, an exotic look with both quarterbacks in the game, and then Isaiah Wright to their left getting the handoff. A little trickery on the first play.
They also had Centeo in there, so they really had 3 quarterbacks in the game on the first play, and then Newtile went to the sideline, put the headset on.
That's one of those setup situations where later in the game we're going to see it again, and there will be a pass from that look.
Well, we see the Boston College offense for the first time, and Anthony Brown, the redshirt sophomore, those 4 picks last week against Purdue. Handoff, AJ Dillon. And we're going to say AJ Dillon's name a lot because Steve Addazio, when we visited with him yesterday, said you're going to see a lot of running from AJ Dillon.
Yeah, he is just a punishing runner. Gets downhill, not afraid to take on defenders. And this is going to be a box game.
Trying to make it to the edge this time. Lowers the shoulder. He gets upended by Rock Yassin,
who is a willing tackler for a corner. NFL scouts absolutely love this young man. Transferred in from Presbyterian when they shut down their program.
Yeah, we'll add more to that story in a bit that Andre's talking about. It is an amazing one for Yassin. Again, Dillon. And he was one more broken tackle away from really busting that one. Sean Bradley able to run him down a 9-yard gain.
Well, just right downhill. Kind of felt like Boston College would come out, try to establish the line of scrimmage, a couple of tight ends, and just, hey, we're going to play tight formations until you stop us and unleash A.J. Dillon.
Brown looks to throw, and he threads one in complete. Chris Garrison.
Nice drive being put together by Scott Leffler. You soften them up, then tighten it right back down and give it to Dillon.
Brown. You know, if you're a lineman, you hate that because that goes as a quarterback goes as a sack.
Goes as a sack.
Loss of 3.
You know, they run pace, and I would say pace more so than tempo. Tempo you kind of equated to spread offenses. They're spreading the field and going as fast as they can. Boston College will run traditional formations and personnel, yet they will run it with pace. They're right at the line of scrimmage.
Taking a shot towards the end zone. Well covered. Delvon Randall picked it off. It's a touchback. Temple will take it at the 20.
I want you to watch the break that Delvon Randall took on this ball and the angle in which he played it. He was a first-team all-conference player a year ago, and this is why. The angle of number 2, a single-digit player for Temple. What a catch by the senior safety for the Temple Owls. The Owls set up to do business when we come back.
After further review, the defender bobbled the ball and did not maintain control of the pass to the ground. Therefore, it is incomplete. It will be 4th down and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Well, I guess that little juggle on the way to the ground by Randall was enough for our replay official, Rusty Ackery, to reverse the call. And a big play here early, so it keeps Boston College with possession.
I'm just not sure there's enough. I mean, you got a second foot that's down. Not sure.
The main kicker, Colton Lichtenberg, is out. He may be back next week, is the word.
Play clock getting down.
Brown with time, throws, and a first down catch. Kobe White at the 12.
Not sure how you give up that much cushion on 4th down in the secondary. Hey, just a tremendous amount of room to allow a square in to be completed. It's just beyond me. Sometimes you play a little bit too conservative.
Well, they needed 15 yards on 4th down. He got 17, and then a quick carry stuffed. Here's a look at that throw and pass, that throw and catch.
Good job by Anthony Brown threading the needle in there.
9th catch of the year for Kobe White, a big one there, and straight up the middle, but then stapled down by that defense. Quincy Roche, defensive end, put that last hit on him, on Dillon.
Roche is some player.
He's the reigning defensive player of the week in the American Conference. Brown looks back left. He's got him wide open, and what a nice catch, an adjustment touchdown. Tommy Sweeney. Andre, that ball looked like it was going to sail over Sweeney's head, but he's 6'5". He used all of that, got a mid on it, and hauled it in for his 3rd touchdown catch of the year.
Yeah, it's the catch radius. The guy that's 6'5", 260. It was overthrown. But the athletic ability of Tommy Sweeney sneaking out the backside, getting everybody thinking they're rolling right. He comes back to the left. He's by himself. And that's one heck of a job just reeling that one in.
John Tessitore on for the point after. High snap brought down in time. That is away and good. That'll make Dad Joe Tessitore, our colleague, happy, who's here watching the game today. But wow, what a play.
A nice action to the play. Anthony Brown rolling right. Sweeney sneaking out the back door, reeling it in. Boston College scores first.
7-yard touchdown catch by Tommy Sweeney. 7-0 BC. They converted a 4th and 15. Also, keep in mind there was what we thought was a Delvon Randall interception for Temple that replay took away.
Yeah.
True freshman Longman's kick rolls out. Hey.
Wow.
Russo to throw on 1st down and a completion. Oh, dropped by Yeboah.
Big tight end, just a redshirt sophomore from Allentown, PA. Got to hold on to that one. Nice job by Russo to start the game and getting the ball out quickly and with accuracy, and ball's well thrown. Should reel that one in.
4 straight incompletions now for Russo. Going to hand off, and a good head of steam by Armstead, who busts free. Ryquell Armstead off to the races. And just like that, Temple an extra point away from tying this game.
Wow. He made Luke Dennis just miss, breaking a tackle. And then it was just speed, and you gotta love the intensity in which Armstead runs. Hard, fast, downhill, running through tackles, and then the speed, as we mentioned at the top, to hit the home run. Wow.
That man was running angry. 75-yard touchdown run. Will Mobley for the point after. And boom, it's 7-7. This was a thoroughbred run. What a run by Ryquell Armstead. Just his second rushing touchdown of the year, but it goes for 75 yards. Chance for Walker to return this from the 10 to the 25 and stapled down and lost the football. It's loose, live ball picked up, and for Temple taking it into the end zone, Isaiah Graham Mobley.
I'm not sure who had the tackle on the play, but he knocks it loose.
I think it's Rich Ravato, number 4, playing on special teams. We'll see.
Wow,
but
what a tackle. I mean, it was about as good a form tackle as you can come up with.
For a touchdown.
Look at the review here to make sure it's a fumble, but if it stands, Isaiah Graham Mobley. Rich Ravato has the knee down,
It's
though.
close. It is close.
His backside may have been down.
It's a better angle here. Ravato with the tackle. I think it's simultaneous as he is about to touch. The ball's coming out, and again, I don't think there's enough video evidence because the ball's coming loose before he touches. What a start for the Temple Owls.
You know, with how close both these two calls have been, the interception and there the fumble.
I wouldn't want that job.
We might have had a little instant karma coming back there for Temple to have it go their way this time. We'll see.
You'd rather have this side of the karma than the interception.
Will Mobley's point after. Temple with a statement here on special teams. Special teams a big deal. Head coach Jeff Collins even has his nose in special teams. But what a hit by Rich Ravato. And the scoop and score. 14-7 Temple. Well, the score on special teams, Isaiah Graham Mobley picking up the fumble and taking it into the end zone. 19 yards for a touchdown. And the Owls have scored on special teams. They lead 14-7. Lyons from the 10 this time for BC. Lyons a nice return off to the 35, but a flag flies late.
A true freshman from Episcopal High School in Houston, Texas.
Dillon. We got these two running backs. They know what the other's doing, man. This is almost like a personal grudge match between these two.
There's no doubt. AJ Dillon, highly regarded around the country. Everybody knows him. Armstead trying to get on everybody's radar, and this is going to be a nice, fun matchup to watch throughout the game.
Dillon tripped up by Delvon Randall.
It's also going to put a lot of stress on Temple's defense. Bodies in the box, a lot of guys around the line of scrimmage trying to play 7-8-man fronts to stop this running game with AJ Dillon.
8 carries for 38 yards for Dillon, who had just 59 rushing yards on 19 carries last week at Purdue. Brown taking a shot. C.J. Lewis. Did he hang on? No, incomplete.
Well, he is what it's supposed to look like as a receiver. 6'4", 210 pounds, a converted quarterback where he played quarterback in high school. When he got here, they moved him to wide receiver, but just did not hold on. You could clearly see the ball come out right at the end.
Well, he skied for that one.
I'll tell you what, these big guys throw him some jump balls. No, I think you can go out there and get warm and complete a couple when you got players like that.
Brown flushed out, throws to the sideline, grabbed at the 45 by Walker, steps out at the 46, and maybe a late hit there.
And it definitely is. And I thought the flag was coming. It came a little bit later than I anticipated. Russell, the linebacker, arrives just a step or two late.
You know, this almost is like a turnover because it would have been interesting. It would have been 4th and about 4.
Well, 2 big third downs.
Yeah,
I mean, you give up a third and 15.
Defense number 3, 15-yard penalty.
And you surrender a first down to a personal foul penalty. That's 2 big instances in the game that have hurt the Temple Owls defensively.
And BC likes to go for it on 4th down, but they they weren't on the plus side.
That might have been one in it
They got a
where
punt.
they would have punted the football.
Here comes a blitz off the edge. Dillon can't find much there. Maybe a half yard or so for AJ Dillon.
Nice job by Roche. Coming from the backside, conference defensive player of the week this past week, and the team's best pass rusher.
Brown, quick strike. Jeff Smith. He's going to have a first down at the 28 of the Owls.
I'm impressed with the way Anthony Brown's moving the ball around from the pocket. They've moved him. The last play got flushed out and was able to complete one on the run, but a nice job of shifting gears, so to speak, with his arm.
Pitches to Dillon. Dan Archibong tackles him on what is Dillon's 12th carry already today.
Well, he is some player, but it is ripe right now for play action of some sort. You show it to Dillon here and pull it, get him on the edge.
Brown looking, rolling right. He's got a man wide open. Touchdown, Boston College. Jeff Smith. Touchdown catch number 3 this year with a senior from St. Pete, Florida, Jeff Smith.
Yeah, another converted quarterback that moved to wide receiver 3 years ago. He's got tremendous speed, but this is just a breakdown in coverage. Miscommunication on the back end. Smith continues his route and pops himself wide open.
John Tessitore's point after. And no. And it's still a 1-point lead for Temple. Anthony Brown trying to bounce back from a 4-interception game last week. 7 for 9. 2 TD passes today. 71 yards. Right just outside the goal line. Flag comes down at about the 30. We play 1 quarter at BC, and the Eagles trail Temple 14-13. You are watching the ACC on ESPN from sunny New England on this Saturday. We begin the second quarter. Temple leading Boston College 14-13.
Is it football weather today or what?
It is beautiful. ESPN College Football presented by Edward Jones. Temple ball, they lead at 14-13.
Trying to spread out BC and create some running room for Armstead.
Russo hands off Armstead. Nice run on first down of close to 8. What do you think of Russo so far today?
Well, I think he's 5 of 13 for 66 yards, but the body language, just the footwork, drilling guys that's about 5 yards away. He's playing fast when there's no pass rush. So he needs to just kind of settle himself in and just relax a little bit more.
Russo fires far side. Mack quickly wrapped up, tackled at the 37.
I like that one. Quick hitch and catching it from the shotgun, so you don't know if he's really getting the laces or not, but he spun that one out there to get him back in a manageable situation here on 3rd down and 4. Maybe dial up Armstead here.
Fires to the 41, and it is right. He should have the first down with that forward momentum. Yep, that's going to be a first down for Temple.
Boy, he is some athlete, isn't he?
Special.
They talked about him all week long and how they had to get him the football. He is a playmaker who can just flat out beat you. And now we know why they were pushing to get him more touches.
Todd Centeo in his quarterback, and he hands off to Jaden Blue on the jet sweep. Blue's momentum gets him to about the 42 of Boston College. Picks up close to 7.
They've done a nice job in terms of going to the body, and then all of a sudden they're going upstairs, where you're running the football between the tackles And then all of a sudden you want to hit the edges of the defense. Draw them in and then hit the edges. It's a good job of play calling.
This is Centeio. He throws. Caught by Jaden Blue. First down, Temple at the BC 36.
Jaden Blue with a big catch there. But Centeio is a solid athlete who actually starts on their punt team and then plays at quarterback. He's thrown a touchdown pass this year, but they love his athletic ability.
Blue hit hard at the 31.
What a form tackle there. Woo.
Zach Allen showing you how it's done.
You could hear the pads come together way up here in the press box.
So a couple of snaps at quarterback for Todd Centeio. Russo has returned. Armstead. Before that handoff, I was thinking to myself, Andre, Armstead's probably feeling a little neglected here.
Yeah, go ahead and feed him. You know, he's getting a little hungry. He had breakfast, and now it's lunchtime. And the stomach's growling a little bit. You're going to feed him again.
Armstead to the 21, first down, wrapped up by Max Richardson, the linebacker, 6-yard gain.
Well, just the play calling in this drive. Dave Patinaud, he's done a heck of a job moving players and spreading it around.
Russo for Bryant, trying to adjust, made the catch. Did he? A flag down. What a catch. Vintel Bryant, first and goal, Temple.
We talked about the big-bodied receivers on the outside and how you construct this offense. Big guys on the outside, quickness in the slot positions, and then one heck of a player at running back in Armstead.
Pass interference, defense number 10. Penalty is declined. Result of the play is the first down.
But you got 6'5" on one side and Mack, and then Bryant at 6'3", and that's going to be on everybody's highlight package tonight.
Got it, Armstead. Touchdown, Temple. We had a 75-yard touchdown run earlier in the game for Ryquell Armstead.
You know what, Mark? I'll say Russo has settled in. A couple of nice pass completions. He comes back in the game for Centeio. Goes this nice strike out to Bryan, and then it's capped by that young man, Armstead.
Point after. Makes it 21-13. Good drive for Russo. Good drive for Armstead and Temple. They've taken an 8-point lead here at BC. I get the feeling like BC's got to kick it into gear offensively. And so to me, that's Dillon.
What do you do when you need to get yourself jump started? You go back to your horse. You get the horse out of the stable and you let him run. And that is AJ Dillon, and look for a lot of AJ Dillon this drive.
Walker will return it from the goal line. Flipped down at about the 21-yard line. Third pick of the year for BC's Hamp Cheevers. First down from their 45. Going in the direction of White. He's offline and well covered.
I can just about guarantee you here that A.J. Dillon's going to carry the football, because BC is a schedule offense. And by that, I mean they strive to get to third, medium, or short, and then go for it, especially around midfield.
Right to Dillon. And a run of about 4 to the 48.
Yeah, just trying to get back on schedule. And I wouldn't be surprised if they pumped it to him one more time, because then it gets you to 4th and short and you're across the 50-yard line, and it's he's going to go for it. That's 4-down territory for Steve Addazio.
Dillon running left, cuts it up, got a first down and a lot more, and it's a race to the end zone. Dillon. These two great backs going right at one another. What a run, 52 yards. AJ Dillon, just what Boston College needed.
You knew it was coming. They're messing around with the passing game a little bit. This is what you do best. You run block, and you got a guy that can certainly carry the load. Chris Garrison, the tight end, with an excellent block to free up AJ Dillon. And all he does is house that baby. 19 carries now, 126 yards, and of course that touchdown for AJ Dillon.
Now the offense on the field going for two. Travis Levy is the back, not Dillon. They missed an extra point on their last touchdown, trying to tie it up here. Into the end zone, got it, 2-point conversion, and we're tied up at 21. That's Tommy Sweeney.
Well, you start talking about big plays in a game, and not one, affects the outcome or should, but that drop pass or that ricochet pass off the hands of Freddie Johnson was huge. On the move, great field position. You turn it over, and what does BC do? They turn around, they give it to their horse, AJ Dillon, and he gets it into the end zone. We're tied up.
Got a good game going on here at Chestnut Hill with 4:25 to play first half. Now tied at 21. Andre, I'm going to make an argument that turnover for Temple, that's really a 14-point swing to me. It almost looked like Temple was going to march down the field, score again.
They had started the car, and the foot was on the gas pedal.
Knight's going to take it out from a couple yards deep. A spin up to the 26-yard line. All right, let's see how Russo responds. That turnover, the interception, was not his fault at all. It was a well-thrown ball.
No, and to your point, he was 7 of his last 8 prior to that interception. So he had started to really deal the football. I thought at that time, the way Temple was going about things offensively, they were getting ready to mash the gas. And unfortunately, the ball comes off Freddie Johnson's hands and into the arms of a BC defender, Ham Cheevers, and that set up the big run from AJ Dillon to tie this baby up.
Russo is picked again. This one was not a great throw, and Tajamir Torres hit hard and down inside the 10. Well, that was what I was wondering. Was he going to let that pick affect him? That one, not a great throw.
Well, and it shouldn't, because the first pick was not his fault. This one, the eyes. Watch the eyes of the quarterback. He stares it down and still goes there. And in zone coverage, you stare it down, guys are going to make you pay. Tajamir Torres makes him pay, and BC set up at the about the 9-yard line of Temple with AJ Dillon back in the ball game.
First pick of the year for Tajamir Torres, and a 1st and goal after the turnover and the return. And here's Dillon down inside the 2, tackled by Sean Bradley.
What power he runs with, and he runs with great body lean. He's built so big at the bottom, in his leg, in the lower area of his legs, the thighs. It's hard to bring him down. Then all of a sudden you get the body lean. Makes it almost impossible to tackle him one-on-one.
Give it right back to Dillon, who's in the end zone. Touchdown, Boston College. Man, how this game has changed just in the last couple of minutes off the clock. A couple of touchdown swing, and Boston College has taken the lead with under 3 minutes to go in the first half.
Rob Adruzzi, along with Ray Martin and the other tight end. Great blocks up front for AJ Dillon.
Longman for the point after, and that is good. So they bring in the freshman Danny Longman to attempt the point after. First time for him this year to attempt one, and he knocks it through to make it 28-21. And Dillon now with a couple of touchdown runs, and they've come in quick fashion.
Today, here to take a look at a bunch of players on both sides of the field.
Well, most of us can only talk about who you'd give a Heisman vote to. You actually have one since you're in that club. There's Freddie Johnson. Gave up ground. And he's tackled back to the 15.
And young players got to realize when enough is enough.
Russo can't get it over the arms of Zach Allen.
He is some player. I mean, he is what you want in your program. A senior that just does it the right way. Off the edge, nice player, number 2. You see him working against Adam Klein, a true freshman, and got to at least get a piece of him to slow him down where he doesn't get in the quarterback's face quite as quickly as he did.
Russo hands off. This is Rich Ravato, Rob Ravato, fifth-year senior. And timeout is called by Boston College. Stopping it with 2:39 to go in the half. Boston College will get the ball to start the second half. A pass off the hands of Bryant, and Temple is fortunate that one wasn't picked off.
They're just throwing it a little bit too hard, and then the footwork has gone right back to where it was. He's uncomfortable, but that 8 to 10 yard range, the ball is just coming way too hard for receivers to handle. You've got to throw a nice catchable ball sometimes where a receiver can catch it on the move, and at that point it was going to be a catch and run for the first down. Just make sure they catch it, and you can help that as a quarterback.
Counter bowler, end over end, caught in stride. Michael Walker cuts to the outside, and then a nice open field tackle inside the 35 by Todd Jones. And, well, as I say that,
well, there's a lot of
action around him, though.
Yeah, a lot of factors in that incompletion.
Sean Bradley knocking it out.
The route was great, showing the quarterback the numbers, but you had about 2 or 3 players right in the area trying to fight for the football as well.
That incompletion stopped it with 57 seconds left. Lines, flat comes out.
Maybe a hold.
A possible field goal try. This might be a spot at the end of a half.
Number 92, 10-yard penalty.
Oh, wow.
Results in a first down.
You talk about momentum swinging the other way after that the first interception. I mean, it has gone the way of Boston College ever since that play. I mean, they have been, everything has fallen into place. They got AJ Dillon going. The offensive line is hot. Sweeney's catching just about everything.
And BC not thinking field goal. They're thinking end zone, and Dillon, with Sean Bradley and Sam Franklin, bring him down for a loss of a yard.
Well, that's an excellent job of team tackling, because that's what it takes to bring down the 6 foot, 245-pound sophomore AJ Dillon. You got to get a lot of bodies around that young man to bring him down.
Got Addazio in the backfield with Dillon. Dillon trying to find a little hole, but man, just keeps the feet moving. Gets inside the 10 to the 9.
Wow.
This play looked like it was over a couple of different times,
yeah,
but it turns into a 4-yard gain.
He saw a cut out the back door, or out the front door rather, and tried to make the cut, and then by the time he planted the foot, it had closed up, so he got right back vertical. No timeouts left for Boston College, so this will be a shot to the end zone.
3rd and 7. Brown to the end zone. Addazio spinning around. Incomplete.
Now,
well, I was mentioning, if you're going to attempt a field, and they haven't attempted one all year, BC.
There's the first one coming now. And
you're
it's
at the end of a half.
Going to be Danny Logan. Excuse me, Longman.
Yeah, Longman, the freshman who had the point after in their last touchdown. He's been handling their kickoff. Strong leg. It's a 26-yard attempt just inside the right hash. Out of the hole to Jeff Smith. Hey, in Boston College, their first field goal attempt of the season, and it's successful for freshman Danny Longman. And it's a 10-point lead for BC, who will get the ball to begin the second half. It's been a fun game here so far in Chestnut Hill at the intermission. 31-21 BC. We welcome you back to ESPN College Football, presented by Edward Jones. We're about ready to start the second half. A 10-point lead for Boston College over Temple. Glad you're back with us from Chestnut Hill, along with Andre Ware. I'm Mark Neely. This game, last 18 points scored by Boston College. We'll see what happens to Temple coming out here in the second half.
I tell you what, it was a whirlwind first half because Temple looked like they were about to take over this football game and go up by 2 scores. All of a sudden, an interception. Boston College leading the way, and we should have some second half.
Boston College will get the ball to start the second half. They've scored the game's last 18 points.
Talked about it at the top of the show. These 2 talented running backs, Armstead and Dillon, and they have not disappointed.
Redshirt freshman Will Mobley kicks it away, and off we go into half number 2 from Chestnut Hill. And taken from the 6 by Walker. Good head of steam across the 30. Brought down at about the 33. And what do the numbers say about the first half?
Well, I think the tale for Temple, the obvious 2 interceptions to go along with 9 penalties. It's never a good thing, and it makes it tough. You're on the road, you're about to kick it into overdrive, and you turn it over. And then Boston College, 4 touchdowns, a 2-point conversion, 18 unanswered points to take the lead in this ball game, 31-21.
And the 9 Temple penalties, most they've had in a game this year. Not a whole lot there.
Well, he took a shot, though.
He's slow getting up.
Slow to get up. He took a huge shot. He's reaching down around the ankle injury, and that was Sean Bradley that came up and delivered the blow. Looks like he was rolled up. Someone rolled up on the back of his ankle.
I think Dogby, number 9, did.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. He's being blocked, and Dogby falls on the back of the left ankle of AJ Dillon.
Seems to be walking a little better as he gets to the sideline. So that's a huge story now in this game. Will we see AJ Dillon once again? So Ben Glines in there now at the back for Boston College. And Brown wants to put it in the air, does so too high for Sweeney at midfield.
Boy, this changes the dynamic of this BC offense tremendously. They are a run first with AJ Dillon, play action, then they can move Anthony Brown around. But if you are going to solely ride the arm of Anthony Brown to try to hold on to this lead, it's going to be tough.
BC fans like seeing that right now, with Dillon moving around on the sideline. Quick out to White.
Nice move.
Makes one to the edge. It's a decent block across midfield. The 49 at Temple, stopped by Rock Yasin, an 8-yard run.
And I just admire that courage. Just something that simple shows me how tough Steve Addazio's football team is.
And Temple will have it at the 39 of Boston College. Well, Carlson had been punting extremely well, but Anthony Cruz is the one that recovers it.
Boy, this has been an ebb and flow game, back and forth, momentum shifting sidelines. One that he should have handled, it just slipped out of his hands.
Wow. You know, we're not even 2 minutes into the third quarter, and the game has a totally different feel than what we were just talking about a couple minutes ago. Now Armstead with his chance to carry the ball for about 4 yards on first down.
Mark, these are really two outstanding players, Armstead and Dillon, and there was nothing. He just spun to his left and essentially picked up about 3 on his own.
We got the left shoe off of Dillon. I'm looking down there. They're going to retape him up. Bounced around and tipped away incomplete as Russo was trying to deliver that and got knocked out of his hand. That, I believe, is a forward. They're ruling it a forward pass.
No, they're going to rule it a fumble.
Well, I'm sure this is going to go to review. Number 48, Tanner Carafa, coming up with it.
Very underrated player. It just kind of gets it done.
Yeah, that looks like a forward pass to me at first look.
Actually, I think it's,
well, from that side, not so much.
The ruling on the field is
Zach
confirmed.
Allen. It just keeps
First down,
coming.
Boston College.
The replay official, Rusty Ackery.
Back and forth.
He's been at some day, and back and forth we go, no doubt.
You're talking about an NFL caliber player and Zach Allen working against Adam Klein, a true freshman right tackle, and he is eating him up on a couple of occasions.
AJ Dillon getting his left ankle retaped right now. So a carry for Ben Glines to the 39. Close to 5 on first down. Stopped by Delvon Randall. Ben Glines, a very versatile player. Do a lot of different things. Big body, 6'2", 220 pounds. Give it back to Glines. Drives down at the 42.
Well, what Temple's going to do now with AJ Dillon out of the ball game, they were already crowding the line of scrimmage with 7 and 8 in the box. They are definitely going to do that. Show Anthony Brown some pressure, play man to man, and force him to win in the passing game. Here they come with the pressure.
Brown slings it, caught on the run. Walker,
that is
first down.
That's a great throw, Mark. Right in stride, hit Walker right on the money.
It's his best throw of the day, I think.
I agree with you, and a throw that he had to have at this point in the ball game.
So first down at their own 49.
Changing the play and has a lot of flexibility to do this.
Straight ahead Glines. Slung down by William Quinku.
Lines protecting the football. It's a hybrid type that can play slot receiver. They play him there, and as well, they line him up and you see him carry the football at running back.
Brown pressured. Escapes. Uses his legs and finds the open man at the 30-yard line. A 16-yard gain, and Addazio, the tight end, was there.
Anthony Brown showing you some lower body strength, but this is just a little magic to go along with it. Making a guy miss and then completing the pass down the field. To me, that last review, it seemed like you're punishing a kid for trying to do the right thing. And he was obviously trying to do the right thing.
I agree. Levy in there carrying the ball. Dillon still on the sideline after leaving with what appeared to be a left ankle injury. Oh, it has been retaped. Here's the pitch. Now the reverse. The throw, and there's the quarterback touchdown. Jeff Smith throwing the touchdown to Anthony Brown.
Keep in mind, we told you earlier in this ball game that Jeff Smith was a converted wide receiver where he played quarterback 3 years ago. Blazing speed. How about that one? Laying it in there nicely. Receiver back to the quarterback, Anthony Brown.
Anthony Brown with a touchdown reception. He's thrown 2 touchdowns today.
Scott Leffler dialing up the trickery.
Longman on for the extra point. He knocks it through. 38-21. A little razzle-dazzle adds to the lead. From Levy to Smith to Brown. 38-21 Eagles. You're watching the ACC on ESPN. from Alumni Stadium, Chestnut Hill, Massachusetts. 38-21 Boston College. Still 9:22 to play third quarter. 25 unanswered points for Boston College in this game. Freddie Johnson from the 13. Starting field position for Temple will be their own 28. Todd Centeo now in there at quarterback for Temple. With Wright in motion. Hand it off to Wright. It's a block from Max. Spins to the sideline, out of bounds. Anthony Russo steps back into quarterback and throws on 3rd and 7. Adjusting back. Nicely done. First down near the 35-yard line of Boston College. Great play by Brandon Mack.
I love the old fade stop. I mean, it is basically, you can't defend it if it's executed right, and the receiver and quarterback have the chemistry to get it done. This was just thrown right behind the helmet of the defender to that side.
25-yard gain, and that one off the hands again by Isaiah Wright. Incomplete.
Just has never settled in that 10 to 12 yard, 8 to 10 yard range where he's just throwing bullets. I mean, it's coming too fast for receivers to handle it. Just take a little bit off of it. It's got to be a catchable ball, and right now it hasn't been to this point in the game.
Armstead bouncing it out left. It's a block from Bryant and up to the 36 yards. Stopped by Will Harris.
Just a tip for fans watching the game. An incomplete pass on first down brings about a what on second down? A run. If you're trying to get back on schedule, that's what a play caller is thinking. Oh,
Armstead tackled for loss. Zach Allen.
I mean, this young man has had some ball game. Tipped pass, running down folks, and here, unblocked, he's giving Adam Klein all he can handle today, the true freshman right tackle for Temple.
You mentioned the scouts, how much they like him right now. Talking what, late first round pick projected?
Yeah.
We'll see how it plays out. A lot of football to play this year.
Got a pretty good one on the other side too.
Russo in the direction. Got him. Kicked the pylon. Touchdown, Isaiah Wright.
Yeah, that's an excellent throw. He has no problem pushing it down the field when there's air under it. The problem comes from the 8 to 10 yard range, but when he's got receivers running down the sideline, he has been just about automatic in this instance. Isaiah Wright adjusting to the ball. How about this? Getting himself into the end zone, the presence in mind to.
Ooh, did he step out right there before the goal line?
Kick the pylon.
Receiver's left foot was out of bounds with the ball at the 1/2 yard line. Ball will be spotted there. First down, Temple.
We got one right.
It's a heck of an effort on the part of Isaiah Wright, though, to try to make it a play where it was close to being a touchdown.
So first and goal inside the 1.
I'm betting number 7 gets the ball here.
Andre Ware has called the play. Oh, look who's in. Freddie Booth Lloyd, who has a touchdown run this year. They're going to give it to Armstead, trying to stretch it out, and it took some running, but he does get into the end zone for the touchdown. They brought in Freddie Booth Lloyd, one of the defensive tackles, and the big 330-pounder did help out with the block.
Yeah, they did give him the ball against Maryland, and he scored a touchdown, but they're going to use him as a lead blocker here. All 6'1", 330 pounds of him. And watch him lead the way for Ryquell Armstead. And here, got to step out of a tackle and get himself into the end zone. Nice. It's a good job there by Armstead to find the corner of the end zone.
So Armstead today has touchdown runs of 75 yards and a couple of 1-yard TD runs with the help from Freddie Booth Lloyd. 3 touchdown game for Armstead. Career high 3 touchdowns from Ryquell Armstead for Temple. He's made it a 10-point game with that last Owls TD. Will Mobley's kick. short. Glides from the 10. 25 to the 28, and here comes a flag. ABC. CC will keep a close eye on that. It's been Glines.
And there's a big debate about Kelly Bryant and him tech transferring, and I was having a conversation during halftime with former college teammate Jason Phillips about that, and he wants to see kids stay, and we'll get back into that after this.
Well, glides across midfield, and a nice run up to the 47 of Temple for 17 yards.
He feels like it's up to the coaching staff to get the kids to stay and try to, remain competitive. And lo and behold, Trevor Lawrence leaves with an injury. Kelly Bryant would have been playing again today.
Glides again.
Finds some nice soft spots behind Chris Lindstrom, the right guard. Gone there 2 times in a row, and all of a sudden Glines has found some daylight.
Glines bounced off one tackler and advances to the 43, where he's met by Christian Braswell for a 4-yard pickup.
Yeah, Temple right now, they're trying to throw, haymakers in terms of just get a guy on the ground, wrap up. They want to throw the knockout shot. And it's, these backs, the quarterback, obviously too talented to just tee off on. You got to make sure you wrap up Anthony Brown and Ben Glines. And of course, when Dillon was in the game, AJ Dillon along with that. A lot of missed tackles today for the Temple Owls.
They don't have to snap it. That's going to take us to the end of the 3rd quarter. What will the 4th quarter have for us here in Chestnut Hill on this fall Saturday? Come back and find out. Welcome back to ESPN College Football, presented by Edward Jones. Into the 4th quarter from Alumni Stadium in Chestnut Hill. 38-28 BC leading Temple.
Now this is a huge drive for Boston College in terms of working this clock down. AJ Dillon still trying to get himself back in the game.
Left with what looked to be a left ankle injury. 2nd down and long. Brown's throw far side, incomplete for Jeff Smith.
Temple has given up a bunch of third down and longs today. One I remember early being 3rd and 15. They got 17 yards. You got to get off the field right here, Mark.
Brown towards the sideline. He's just going to be ushered out of bounds roughly by Sean Bradley. You don't see any flags.
These guys will hit you. Russell and Bradley, 2 single-digit guys for Temple. They play fast. Both juniors. They'll be back next year, but
and nothing there from Bradley.
No, it's just tremendous closing speed. A sideline to sideline guy, and like I mentioned earlier, he brings a tremendous amount of energy every single day.
Grant Carlson's had a good day punting, with the exception of dropping the ball after his last punt attempt. This one he gets away nicely. Gathered at the 14, right. And at the 17, and stopped there out of bounds for a 4-yard return.
Watch that matchup with Zach Allen and Adam Klein at the top of the screen.
Not sure what was going on. Well, he got some pressure, threw it over the head, over the direction of Armstead.
Allen he has given the true freshman all he can handle. But you know what? Adam Klein is going to be a much better player going forward after dealing with Zach Allen all day long. And Wyatt Ray on the other side is pretty good in his own right.
There was a strike that's caught by Sean Ryan. Pulled down at the 36.
3rd down.
And about the long 3.
I'd give you anything in the playbook right now. Long 3 yards. What are you going to do? I'll tell you what I'm going to do.
Giving it to 7?
I'm going to give it to 7.
Yep.
Any way I can. Look at the formation. And nobody in the middle of the field. That means the pressure's coming from the outside. Give it right to 7.
Well, they're going to pass it to him out of the backfield, and he'll run for it as he tried to run over the defender there, Davon Jones.
Well, they were bringing pressure inside and off the edges, and Ryquell Armstead, unaccounted for out of the backfield, is going to outrace and outflank the defense. So just raise up, give it to him. Let's move the chains and get on with our business.
That's kind of the same thing as a run right there.
Yeah, no doubt. Extended run.
Yeah.
That's what you call those.
Setting up the screen, trying to keep his feet. Retrovato, and then he got tackled by the turf after he got the first down at the 45 of BC.
Retrovato could never really quite catch his balance, and just when you thought he would, he starts stumbling again. Heck of a job just to hold on to the football, though. Watch this dance move. It starts right there. I'm going to gather myself. All right, I'm ready, and the turf got me again.
What a fun player. The guy they call Nitro. Oh, that's going over everybody. Incomplete. Had Jaden Blue out there and also Randall Jones, but Mike Palmer had the coverage.
It looked like a bust with Randall Jones. Both guys, he and Jaden Blue, in the same area, and it looked like a double move. Like Russo wanted maybe a curl and go, and both guys were in the same area, kind of ran into one another. Isaiah Wright back in the game down here in the slot.
Armstead falling forward across the 40.
This drive could mean a lot.
Oh, to me, they got to have some points here, don't
well,
they?
whether a field goal or
anything.
a touchdown, you need it. You're getting down around 11 minutes. Possessions are getting tight as we get closer towards the end of this game. This is about the time you've got to have some points if you're Jeff Collins and the Temple Owls.
3rd and 5. They do have Wright on the field. They throw in his direction, and he has the first down.
He is some player. I mean, they have got all the ingredients to be a good football team. In the slot with Wright, and I mentioned the big receivers, Mack and Brown on the outside. And they've got a dynamic runner, Ryquell Armstead.
But those numbers, 7 catches for 114 yards for Isaiah Wright. Came in with 8 catches on the year. Ooh, there looked like some contact there, no question.
No doubt about it.
Mack was about to run past Sebastian, and he grabbed him.
Brandon Sebastian knew it.
Defense number 10, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It's a big-bodied receiver at about 6'5", working against 6'1", and he outweighs him. He's taller. Gave him a move, he bit and knew he was beat. Sometimes it's just better to go ahead and take the penalty, because the other side of that is Braden Max dancing in the end zone. So this is it's Armstead time now.
6 first downs on this drive, and 1st and goal, and Armstead time begins. It's not over yet.
Wow,
now
what a tough run.
Gets all the way near the goal line, inside the 1.
Will Harris saves a touchdown run.
14th play of the drive. Pitch. Armstead in a foot race is going to win it. Almost. Ran into some resistance at the 5 by Mike Palmer, the free safety who came up. Touchdown, Temple. 4 TDs for Armstead, a new single game career high for the senior.
160 yards on the ground for Armstead, averaging, just over 7 yards a carry, and 4 touchdowns, second most of his career. His career high is 210 on the ground. We talked about this, Mark, from the top, that we got 2 of the best or the better running backs in the country that we're going to go at it today. It has been as good as advertised.
It has indeed. Big extra point to try to make this a 3-point game, and it is up and through. 38-35. What a day for the Rock. Ryquell Armstead using his speed to get in the end zone for his 4th touchdown of the day. All right, 9:02 to go. Temple kicks it away. Walker at the 10. 25-30 brought down there. Delvon Randall making the tackle on special teams. BC ball when we return to Chestnut Hill. And what a performance 38-35, but really defensively, Zach Allen.
Just when you had to have it, and all the momentum as you described going into that last Temple drive was on the sideline with the white jerseys, and so you needed a big defensive stop, and boy, does Zach Allen come to life again and save the defense for Boston College.
So after the Walker punt return, they begin at the 45 of Temple. And a couple-yard run for Ben Glides. They really start this drive, so to speak here, Andre, in 4-down territory, the way they run their offense.
Yeah, I mean, they're across the 40-yard line. It's 4 downs, and they're going to be able to really chew up some clock by doing that.
Glides, a good head of steam, a first-down run brought down from behind at the 25-yard line by Sam Franklin.
Well, like him protecting the ball, 2 hands on it as he engages contact, making sure not to put it on the ground.
Right back to Glides, breaks a tackle inside the 20. AJ Dillon was injured. No, he's still going. Now the play ends at the 16. Dillon injured what looked to be a left ankle on the first possession of the second half for BC.
Glides has come in and he's done a nice job.
First down. Glides again. Meets some resistance at the 15 and is stopped there by Quincy Roche.
It's just a compliment to the offensive line of Boston College when you lose a back like AJ Dillon and then Glides comes in and he's doing his thing. Glides now 16 rushes for 89 yards, closing in on 100, and that's since Dillon. But
after the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 36. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. Automatic first down.
Well, that's about the last thing that Temple needs right now. But just a big compliment to the offensive line of Boston College, because when you have two guys step in and get close to 100 yards for both, and have well over 200 yards rushing by 2 backs. Well, that's the 5 guys up front, along with these big tight ends.
Levy takes it inside the 5, met by Benny Walls. The Pittsburgh UCF game from Orlando is underway now on ESPN News. We'll send you there when we are finished here at Chestnut Hill. Glides is in again. Still battling. He's going to get to the 1 or a little inside the 1.
I don't expect much passing from Boston College going forward. Well, now it's time to turn it over to the big guys. You get into that, what I refer to as the 4-minute offense, where you're trying to just run out the clock. There's really no rush for Boston College. You can take your time. Imagine this is going to be another run.
Kept by Brown. No signal. He has not gotten in.
Well, they're going to mark him short, and it'll be 4th down here.
That was a 3rd down play, so it's 4th and goal. And there is no question what they're doing right here. 4th and goal.
Oh yeah, they're going. No doubt they're going for it here.
Could be the game right here for Boston College if they could punch it in. Handoff, Glides. Did he go? Yes. Touchdown, Boston College. He met a lot of resistance from that Temple defense.
He did, but aided by the personal foul penalty. Helped to move the ball a little bit forward, and that made it easy. His job, good push. Big Tommy Sweeney, the tight end, is an excellent online blocker.
Well, a touchdown for Glides, who since Dillon went down with injury in the 3rd quarter, 19 carries, 103 yards, and now that touchdown. And the point after, up and good. Danny Longman. Longman's done a nice job with the kicking. He's assumed the point after role here in this game.
Now we know firsthand what he means to this offense out of the backfield.
You saw that veteran O-line for Boston College, 270 rushing yards. That offense today. Freddie Johnson, need a play on special teams. He's out across the 30. Temple now down 2 scores. A pass over the head of Mack. Now it's just 3:01 to go. Temple's got to get it kicked into gear here. They do have all their timeouts.
Feet just a little too busy all day. Russo. 20 of 42. That's got to get fixed because he's under 50% for the year.
Russo taking a deep shot for Bryant. Incomplete.
Yeah, Bryant let the ball get to his body. If he goes up and hand catches this, then he may have an opportunity to bring it in. But when you wait for it to come down to your chest, that allows the defender to get back into the play. Reach out, make a play with your hands as opposed to trying to pin it on your shoulder pads.
That's freshman Elijah Jones on the coverage. A huge third down here for Temple if they don't make it.
Oh, it's 4-down territory,
yeah.
I think.
Russo behind right. 4th down.
Well,
as you mentioned, 4-down territory, even though they're at their own 33. Line to gain is the 43. They do have 3 timeouts, but Owls would like to keep possession of the ball and convert here.
This is a big 4th down situation here for Anthony Russo.
Play clock down to 2. They get it off in time. Russo on 4th down to the far side for right, incomplete. And Boston College is going to take over on downs deep in Temple territory. It's Elijah Jones, number 20, the rookie freshman cornerback.
Got some length at 6'3", 170 pounds. He'll spend the season or the off season in the weight room, bulking up a little bit. He's going to be a good player. Torres is a senior on the other side, so he's going to have plenty of opportunities between the spring and next fall to take over as a starter.
Glides has been the story in the second half, rushing the ball for Boston College. He powers ahead for 8 yards to the 25.
Yeah, they are running right behind Lindstrom. The right guard is a very, very impressive player. He is opening up some holes. He's been magical. And here, if you're Boston College, just slow it down. I would actually huddle and let that play clock. You want to snap it when it's down just inside 5 seconds. No need to rush.
Boston College team that going into their game at Purdue last weekend, they were 3-0. They were ranked 23rd. They were in the top 25 for the first time in 10 years. And did not play well at Purdue. They're trying to bounce back from that. And I'll admit, earlier in this 4th quarter, Andre, BC had the 3-point lead, but Temple had the momentum. And you got to give a lot of credit to that BC defense, Zach Allen and friends, for helping them turn that momentum around.
And he is a special player. 8 tackles, 2 sacks.
Right now, Kuiper's got it projected as the 24th overall pick.
Maybe Bosa being number 1.
Yep, I would think so, even though he's been hurt.
The kid right there, Zach Allen's close.
Lines.
And here's why I like Allen. And we were talking about this during the break. You can line him up in any defense, whether it's 4-3, he can play in or tackle. You can line him up in a 3-4, he can play defensive end for you. I mean, there's so much versatility with his game that I think he's going to be much more attractive as teams start to really dial in on him.
Been a lot of defensive standouts for Boston College. Kiwanuka back in 2002-05. He was a 2-time All-American. B.J. Raji with the Packers. Luke Kuechly of the Panthers.
Tackling machine.
And Harold Landry, who was taken in the second round by Tennessee, the most recent NFL draft.
Led the nation in sacks 2 years ago. They've had some good ones come through here. That young man falls right in line with all the good ones.
And his coaches not even harp about how good he is on the field, but how good he is off the field as well.
He said they don't have to worry about what Zach Allen's doing when he leaves the football facility. They know that things are pointed in the right direction. He's got it. He's got life in order.
Temple has used all their timeouts. And Boston College will improve to 4-1. We're going to be back at ACC play next week at North Carolina State. Temple, this could be one they may think to themselves,
got away.
Got to let that one get away. Yep.
Yep.
They're going to drop to 2 and 3. The Owls are.
Turnovers, penalties. That's where you know, Jeff Collins will really talk to or concentrate with his bunch on, because that's when the game changed.
Temple back at American Conference play next week, hosting East Carolina.
Well, but I tell you what, we were in for a treat. We said that this audience was going to get a chance to see two really good running backs. They didn't disappoint.
And when you thought the departure of AJ Dillon with injury may be what takes down Boston College,
they gave us a bonus.
Yeah.
It was a bonus appearance with Glines.
One more snap, and that's going to do it. Anthony Brown takes a knee. Boston College will take home the win, 45-35. We're going to take you out to All-State Saturday kickoff. Pitt taking on UCF in Orlando. For Andre Ware and our entire crew, I'm Mark Neely. Thanks so much for sharing this one with us. BC wins by 10. Let's send you out to Orlando.